Okay, so this is 30th of December. The year is ending finally, and I shouldn't be this happy. I I went through a lot this month, especially mentally, physically. Oh, bro, it was a lot for me to handle. I'll tell you everything. This video is going to be very long. I'll be reflecting on my year. I'll be thinking out loud with you, and you know, telling you a little story about the things that have happened in December. I'm laughing right now, but I should be more of depressed, which is not a good thing. So I'm laughing. Yeah. So it's 30th of December 2024, and this year is finally ending. This I finally remembered the password of my channel, and this is day 141 if I'm not wrong. Um, yeah, this is day 141 of my Modern Warrior Challenge. So, quick update about the Modern Warrior Challenge first of all. For the work thing, work is going good. I'm doing the work daily on the daily basis. The work is being done. There are days where I don't do the work, where I feel like chilling. I Day before yesterday, I went on a ride. The weather was good. I was like, let's just go. So I picked up my bike and went for a ride for like around 180 kilometers or so, and I felt good after that. So that is also required for me. I because I have a lot of things that have in my head. That's why I need those breaks as well. So for that Modern Warrior Challenge, the diet is going good. On the scale of 1 to 10, I'll just rate everything. Diet probably 5, workout 7.5, focused work 8 ish around on an average, and learning probably 7.5. So everything is like in the middle area, right? And for the physical training and mental learning, everything is around that 7.5 to 8 region. Now, coming to the story of this December month. So, the December month was like a constant downfall for me. Uh, November was a good mid month, and in November, I got the intuition that there's something bad that is going to happen with me. Uh, in terms of how agency is going on, so it was not that it will happen to me personally, it will happen to the agency, and that's what the dream came true, or maybe I should say nightmare came true. Event happened, and on 5th of December, I remember that date. Two of my clients, which were only two clients in our agency as a start, so both clients left the agency, and we like went down to earning zero. All of the co-founders, all of three founders basically. So it was 5.5 lakhs in November, and boom, it is zero in December. So that's what happened in December, on December 5th, 2024. And the interesting thing is that I was like, when one of my clients left, and the meeting was at 6 a.m., and when I went to sleep again after attending that meeting, I had fever, I had cough and cold as well. So I was like, okay, let's just take some more rest. After the meeting, I was just thinking before going to the bed that what if my second client also leaves and the phone gets stolen? And that's what exactly happened. Around 7 p.m. at night, in evening, my second client messaged me that we have to pause the services, this, blah, blah. And he also was like, I don't want to continue the services. I was like, okay, what else can I say? And then after that, yes, my phone got stolen. I was coming with my mom from the market, and I was just sending the screenshot of the message that my second client has sent to me on the Slack to the founders of the company. And in that meantime, uh, two guys on a bike came and stole my phone. Wow. And I didn't even feel bad when my phone got stolen. I felt bad because it was stolen in front of police station. Can you imagine that? And not even that. Just a phone got stolen. Okay, I was okay with it. I didn't heavily rely on the phone. I didn't have that much materialistic connection with that. So that is a good thing as well. But when I went to police station and I was like file the report and all of those things, and I have an iPhone, I can track that. You can trace this iPhone. I have the Mac. I had the MacBook with me. Okay, so I could have just opened up that, which I did, and I tracked my phone. It was constantly moving here and there. So of course the location was updating in the real time. But the policeman was like, I know these things doesn't work, and uh, I've more experience than you in this field, and I know I've tracked multiple phones, multiple iPhones. Every 2 day or 3 day, there's one iPhone that gets stolen from here, and we are not able to track that because this thing. I was like, just fucking try, dude. And the people, especially, I don't know if it's with the Delhi police or what, they're just fucked. So they don't want to help you. At least that's what I felt in that moment. And I was like, okay, I can't just rely on them. And I tried tracing the mobile for maybe 2, 3 more days. But then after that, I just left the hope of getting my phone back because he would have just in Delhi. It's a popular thing that when you can't, you know, open the lock of the iPhone, you can just resell the parts of the iPhone, and that is more beneficial. So maybe he could have just opened up the iPhone and sold those parts as a replacement parts. I don't know. There are a lot of markets in Delhi where this thing happens. So that happened, and I was stressed out. I even felt like crying. I was like, okay, this not because of the phone, but because of the uncertainty of the things that will happen in my life. Just majorly because of uncertainty. I was like, okay, it's 5th of December. And the funny thing is that on 6th of December, my father was coming to Delhi. And it was the anniversary of my mom and dad. So I planned a surprise trip for them to Manali. They knew, of course, but they were like, oh, let's just cancel the plan. But I already paid for all of the things. And I also felt in that moment, okay, I should just save up as much as possible. But I was like, okay, this is just one time thing. Let's just do it. So I eventually like fully sponsored that trip, or maybe just fully paid for that trip, because it was a gift from my end to them, and I didn't even bother thinking about if this will impact my budget or not. That was a good thing. They felt happy after coming from there, and I was like, okay, that's good. But then, in the meanwhile, when they were going till just skipping that part, till 12th of I think December, till Saturday or somewhere it was till 14th, till 14th. So till 14th, I was completely fucked. My brain was going everywhere, and it was a nightmare kind of thing for me. I was like, what will I do in the upcoming months? I mean, I've moved out to Delhi, I have bills to pay, I have more things to do, and I was confused between choosing the agency and doing my personal brand. And I talked to multiple people. I consulted with my friends and some of my mentors. Some said personal brand, some said agency, but mostly the conclusion was for the cash flow, go for the agency, for the long term growth, go for the personal brand. And I knew that. Of course, I knew that. I knew that for the long term game, personal brand is the levers that you'll have to build, and that is for the long term thing. I can't just expect money to come from personal brand in next 3 to 4 months of just doing that. So I was damn confused, dude. One day, I was like, let's just leave. Let's just go out from Delhi, and it's okay if your budget is getting a little high. I mean, if you're spending the amount in the trip, but my connection with mountains. If you've watched this channel or maybe my Dhamradul channel, I usually go to mountains to unwind and think about things. So I was like, I can't just think about in this monotonous routine. I left. It was Saturday, and at 3 p.m. I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, I'm going. I can't just think about my major life decisions here. I have to go. I packed up in just 1 hour left from Delhi. I didn't take any much clothes, put on my riding gear, and left for Delhi. And that was it. I left for Delhi. I was like, okay, I'll stay there for 3 to 4 days and just think about everything and rethink about the decisions that I'll have to take. I was just looking for the diary, if but the diary is in below this camera, so I can't show you the exact things that I've written. But I went there. I reached at 10 p.m. or so, and then after that, on the next day, I uh, went near the Ganga Ghat, Sai Ghat, if you know, in Rishikesh, and then I sat there on a huge rock besides river. Saw a lot of people enjoying. Uh, like it just feels so nice to be sitting in a peaceful environment, yet a little chaotic, and not chaotic in terms of negatively chaotic, fun chaotic environment, which is like everyone was yelling, everyone was you know enjoying and shouting out loud, uh, uh, out of fun. So I felt happy to see that okay, everything is not about money. It's clear. Things are about experiences. Life is about experiences, and I'm a lot into the money, which is what I should aim for. But what is my actual goal through the money? Is it just earning it or doing, or earning it while doing what you love? So everything just flew through my head. I was like, okay, this is the thing, this is the thing, this is the thing. I wrote everything. It was for around 5 hours of session in which I wrote everything, whether I should choose my agency or my personal brand, or what the goal of the life is, and all of those things that I had in my head. So I finally came to the conclusion that I'll choose the agency for the cash flow for next 3 months, and when I'll have the cash flow, I'll automate the agency and then focus on building the personal brand. Reason is that I'll be able to hire people to post videos consistently. And yes, I've experimented a lot with my channel. These days, I've made tutorials, I've made films, I've made freelance videos, I've made a lot of videos. Okay, so I finally have figured out what will work and what will not work. So I know if I'll just continue making videos on my YouTube channel, I'll be the next guy in this freelancing and video editing field, will be a good guy to follow, right? So that is the thing that I had in my head. But at that moment, I was like, okay, I need cash flow, I need to sustain here, and I need to save up more. So I'll have to, go into the agency, see if that works out. And the worst option is like just going back and doing video editing and just, getting clients personally if agency doesn't work out. So I was like, okay, let's see if that works. So that I convinced myself, and it was a good logical decision that I'll start the agency. I'll continue the agency and pause personal brand for a while. But during that pause, I'll keep on doing live streams and all, because that won't require me to sit down for hours and edit for hours. I'll just come live, straight up talk like I'm talking in a raw format, and people can just grab the insights from there. So that was my intention. Now, that was the whole December wrapped up. After that, I came here. I was like, I'll have to master this cold email thing. I'll have to, get the hold of this. I, you know, learned from Akshat Tongya, and there's one client of mine who runs an lead generation agency. He has a course also. So I learned from him as well, implemented those things. We built a website for ourselves so that we can have a little credibility in the market and an edge. So everything is sorted, website is sorted, and our emails are all ready to go. uh, i I just started doing the emails properly today. So 25 emails have been done. We are trying bulk emails for now, and then if bulk emails will not work, we'll try hyper personalized email approach to those same leads and see if from both of the things which will give the best ROI. So that is the thing. That is the whole December wrapped up. Okay, now coming to the lessons of this year. Firstly, go out of your comfort zone and don't over analyze. When I moved out, first lesson, when I moved out to this city, I over analyzed a lot of things, that this will happen, I need to dial this thing, I need to dial this thing. But the decision of just moving out was merely enough for me, and it solved 60% of the problems. When I went here and saw the things in the real world instead of just googling it, I finally came to the conclusion that okay, you inherently think a lot as a person, and you need to switch that thing off for a while to just implement it. And this is what happened with me when I was doing cold emails as well. So I've made the whole sequence for cold emails. Thinking about it, I've taken the principles, I've grasped everything from the courses and implemented it into this cold email sequence that I've made. But again, I was like, I'm somewhere watching uh, the videos of Shubha Vadava. I don't know the exact name of him. So his emails were very hyper personalized. I was like, okay, I should make hyper personalized approach, and then uh, his advice was canceling the advice of what I've gained from Akshat and other course of the client. So I was like, what should I be following? So that was me over analyzing things. Now it comes down to the real world solutions. I'm doing bulk emails, whatever I've written. If that works, that's good. My approach works. If that doesn't work, we'll try hyper personalization and then see if that works. Now, when I'll do practical comparison of both of the things, then I'll be able to analyze if this will work for me or not. So that is what it is. Don't just keep on analyzing things. Just go on and implement. And I'm in focus, right? Yeah, I am in focus. Yeah. So don't just, you know, keep on over analyzing things. And there were a lot of moments in which this thing happened. Taking information is good, but don't take too much of it so that everything cancels each other. And there's a lot of advices in the world, and everything cancels each other. So keep that in mind. Now, another thing is save. I did a huge mistake of not saving up almost 40% of the money that I got. I reinvested everything either into my personal brand or into the things that I had to buy. I didn't buy a lot of things this year in terms of the liabilities except the bike, but I don't consider my bike as a liability. It is an asset. Of course, in the financial terms, it's a liability because the value depreciates every year and this and that. But it gives me experience, and everything that gives experience is an asset in your life because you gain experience, and then after that, you grow as a person. I just don't want to tag my bike as a liability. So that is the thing. But yeah, financially it is a liability if you say so. Now, apart from that, I've bought the camera, this ZV-1. I've bought several things for myself in terms of learning and gaining knowledge, and most of the money was reinvested into either stock market or this personal brand. So I paid a lot of money, but what I should have done is I should have, of course, reinvested the money, but at the same time I should have saved up at least 40% of the money, and then you know uh, thought of reinvesting the remaining amount into my personal brand or wherever I would have want to. So that is a really big thing that I'm taking on to 2025 so that I can sustain more for in another city. So I have 4 to 5 months of funds saved to sustain in the city, but from my equation I should be able to save at least 12 to 18 months of fund so that I can stay in a city with a basic lifestyle without thinking about getting another job or doing another thing, because it takes a year to actually master a thing and getting paid for it. So maybe I just completely switch the careers and all of a sudden I just have 3 months of funds left and I can't switch my careers. So that becomes a hurdle in the life. That's second thing. Third thing is travel. Even if it means that's a bad advice, but take it or leave it. Even if it means taking out some of the money from your savings. I took out a two. I took out I think 4 to 5 thousand rupees from my savings to travel to Rishikesh in December to think about it. And that decision, that 4 to 5 thousand rupees that I've invested in that trip, will give me the returns that I want, because that decision was the most important thing that I had to take. And when that decision was made, my brain was clear and I could think very clearly, and because of that I'll be earning more money with the thing that I've chosen, which is my agency. So, and I've traveled a lot this year. I mean, I say this almost to the every person that I've met, that I've never spent actual 20 days in my room in a month. I've traveled this much. It feels like, oh, you must be traveling a lot. But I traveled and I worked there. The travel was not just for, just taking the break and just cutting myself off from the work. It was not like that. I love to work, but I love to work in a different environment. That was the goal for me. uh, Working in the same environment doesn't, feels very monotonous to me. That's the main thing. I i basically like to switch my scenarios and see what environment makes me feel more creative, and therefore I work more creatively. So I do that as well. So that's why, I mean, and the first trip that I did was in April, if I'm not wrong. In February, March, April end. I don't know if it was April end. When did I go to Kasol, dude? I'll have to see. I even forget about it, bro. Kasol. And to those of you who think Kasol is just for Ganjedis, no, it's not. Kasol is a beautiful place, bro. It actually is. My hard drive. Okay. Just a minute, guys. I'll tell you exactly when I went to Kasol. Where are you, my Kasol? Because I want to be very specific with the timelines that I tell you. 2024. Where is 2024 Kasol? Where the fuck it is? Bruh. Bruh. Where are you, bro? Bro. What? Where are you? 2022. I don't even know, bro. Where did it go? Oh, 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 fuck. Where is it? I don't know. I'll have to. I don't know, bro. Where that went, I'll just, look up on my YouTube channel. When I uploaded, I'm changing the channel video. That was the time 5 months ago, July 6th. Okay, I didn't go to Kasol in July, that's for sure. I went. I went in April, if I'm not wrong. Bro, okay, yeah, I can look up on Instagram. This is, yeah, just bear with me. If you're on this channel, you don't want to see my fully cooked side. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Kasol, yes. Bro, open up. 34 weeks. 34 weeks. Hmm. It doesn't even show. 34 weeks. 34 weeks divided by 4. 34 weeks divided by 4. 8.5 months. So today is December. 4 months after Jan, Feb, March, April. Yeah, I went there on April. April 29th. That was the March, April. Yes, I went there on April. Yep. I went there on April. So I went there on April, and then I came from there. Oof. Oh my god. Yes, I did the first trip on April, and then April till May 7th till I did the trip. It was a 7 day or 10 day trip. I didn't plan the end date for that trip. I was just like, I'm going. I went there. I went there to clear my head. I went there to I went there to write a lot of things. But at the same time, I edited videos for my clients, and at the same time, I wrote the script for my YouTube video too, and shot a lot of videos for my YouTube channel as well. And I edited my videos. So that is the thing that is happening. I was inherently thinking that I'm going on the trips and I'm skipping the work, but I was actually doing the work, but that was just related to my personal brand. It was not the uh, work related to the agency. That was first thing. And another trip that I did was in May, was done in April, and May was covered in the trip altogether. And then I went on I went to the trip in June, in the mid in Manali, to Manali actually, and there I did work as well. Okay, not a lot, but I did some amount of work. And then again, I went to Manali with Mrityunjay and Rishi for 5 to 6 days, and I've uploaded a vlog of that as well. And in August, I went to my hometown, uh, and in July also I went to my hometown, and in August I also went to my hometown, and in September I went to Badrinath and Rishikesh. I also shot videos there. I also worked there, even though that was my first bike trip. I took my laptop and camera with me. And in October, I went to Harshil Valley, Gangotri. I went there for the work, for the shoot of the client. And in November, I went to Rishikesh again. And in December, I went to Rishikesh again, which I just talked about in the initial segment of this video. So yeah, I've done a lot of trips this year. Okay, and majorly whenever I go on the trips, I usually work on a personal brand. I don't think about working on the agency, and I am really confused if right now I'm not confused. I'm just not giving my brain enough space to even get confused about these two things. But I think I love making videos. I think nahi. I love making videos, and I want to put myself out on personal brand a lot. But that is a very long term game, and it will not be giving me money instantly. So that's why I'm not you know giving it that much weightage right now. That's why I'm building the agency. And if I'll build the agency, I'll have the skills to showcase to the world and teach the world, apart from just video editing and freelancing, that you can build a business as well. So that is my goal too. With building the agency, I can teach other people on how they can build their business, right? So that's why I've chosen that. But yeah, if I were to given a choice, that you'll earn enough amount of money, or same money through your personal brand and through your agency, I would have chosen my personal brand, even though it requires, you know more linear work, but I love it. So that's the thing. But I'm okay with building both of the things. So yeah, I moving forward in 2025, I'd like to, yes, do more trips, but minus the work. I would go on treks. That's my goal. Yeah, so that's the thing, and of course, I'll be. My plans are, if my agency does good again, and it reaches a certain amount of money, I'll probably go and do 1 month, 2 months worth of vacations in another city, and do just focus work sessions there. That's it. I I just want the vibe of that place, because the routine gets, you know you get a break from the regular monotonous routine, and then when you go in a different environment, you think differently, you have a different set of routine. So that really helps you. That's third lesson from this 2024. And another thing is, the amount of time you spend on doing the work is not equal to the output that you'll get. It's actually, if you'll focus very narrowly on a thing for 4 hours, and you just do that particular thing with full focus, laser sharp focus, you'll be able to get more output, instead, in comparison to working 8 hours and with a very shallow focus. So that is another thing that you'll have to keep in mind, that whenever you go to work with an intention that you'll have to work fucking hard, go all into it. So that's the thing. And apart from that, what is another thing? What is the? I have a lot of things to tell you, but I'm thinking of major things that have changed my life. Don't stop learning. Don't stop learning. Yeah, that's another thing. Don't stop learning, because I stopped learning about building the video agency once it hit 5.5 lakhs monthly recurring revenue. I was like, okay, I'll learn later. And then it went down to zero. So, because I was not learning, I was not upskilling myself, that's why I'm stuck at the stage where I'll have to rethink about everything in terms of doing cold email outreach. So, that's the thing. And what is the other thing? That cherish breaks. Don't think that this has what this hustle culture has made you think about breaks is breaks are very harmful, or not just harmful, they are the enemy, and you should be hustling 24x7. Oh, I don't think so that's true. Although I feel like I should be working more, but breaks are equally important, if not less important. So, or if not more important. So, yeah, whole conclusion is just take breaks whenever you feel like taking a break, but just define what break is. Don't just keep taking breaks. Okay, just do the work firstly, whatever it is required, and then when you feel exhausted, you can take the break. But if you're not qualified enough to take the break, why are you taking the break? Suppose I've set a goal that I'll have to work for 8 hours a day for next 7 days, and then I'll take a break. Do the first required task and then reward yourself with a break. And just don't think about anything in that break. Switch off your phone, switch off everything, and just let the go world where it wants to go. Don't bother speaking to another person. Go into your zone. Got it? That's another thing. And last thing is that person brand has a lot of impact, bro. If anyone here listening to this, if you ever want to start a personal brand, please do. Even if you won't succeed, even if it doesn't give you money, it'll give you the required skill set to talk in public, and you'll get a lot of connections through personal brand. I've got a lot of connections, I've got a lot of people talking to me, and me talking to them. And the numbers have opened up the doors for me to talk to them because I have the numbers. So, that status that you gain from building a personal brand, actually, it actually separates you from the crowd. So that's the thing. I mean, I think I've ranted a lot about my life things, and whatever I had in my head, and now my co-founders are calling me, so I should be get going and working on the thing. It's almost a 40-minute talk with you guys. I don't know if you have listened till here. Most of the people would have dropped off, and that is this these videos are just for me, just documenting my life journey. My goal is to my goal with my goal for 2025 actually is I should be clearing that with myself in this video as well, is to reach, like, fundamentally build the things that even if in my worst phases give me enough financial stability to sustain for next 2 to 3 months, and then reach a mark where I can sustain me and my family and everyone around me, close ones, without even giving second thoughts, and then be at that mental space where I don't have to overthink about a lot of things and just be at a calm state. And physically, I should be fit. I'm not chasing that Greek god physique, but at least I should be fit and be able to do things that I aspire to do. And of course, I want to build the personal brand and agency, which comes to the first goal that I have. So that is the thing. And see you guys. This was my little rant. This is day 141 of my Modern Warrior Challenge, and the year ends. See you. Take care.